UFOs spotted by the military are from outer space. This is what U.S. Congressman Tim Burchett claims. Just recently, after the expected report from the Director of National Intelligence, another member of the U.S. House of Representatives, Tim Burchett, has spoken openly about UFOs, saying they are out of this world, and even compared them to a biblical episode. TMZ cameraman spoke with representatives of the 2nd Congressional District of Tennessee, Tim Burchett, while he was on Capitol Hill. And drawing on the topic of President Biden's recent meeting with Putin, he was asked about the recent UFO revelations and if these could have a Russian origin, since there is no evidence that the United States owns secret technologies. This Burchett replied that there is no way these objects are Russian technology, because if they were, he said, they would be our owners right now. Strikingly, that means that they're so advanced in technology, these UFOs. Strikingly, the congressman also spoke about UFOs in the context of the Bible, hinting at the age of the phenomenon. Specifically, he referred to Ezekiel 1:4-28, in which, according to ancient astronaut theorists, there's a clear description of an alien spacecraft or probe, quote, an immense cloud with flashing lights, lightning bolts surrounding a brilliant light. The center of the fire looked like shiny metal, and in the fire were what looked like 4 living creatures. In appearance, their form was human, but each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. And the passage also says, when the living creatures moved, the wheels beside them moved, and when the living beings rose from the ground, the wheels were also raised. Wherever the spirit went, they would go, and the wheels would rise with them, because the spirit of the living beings was in the wheels. TMZ Congressman said, Congressman, I know right now with President Biden, when he's going to speak to Putin, he's going to ask him about UFOs, stuff like that. And Burchett says, I think that's ridiculous. If the Russians had UFO technology, I mean, they would own us right now. They used to say that they've heard people talk about how the Nazis had it in the Second World War, that they would have won. That is ridiculous. It has to be something that is out of our galaxy. It just has to be if it's in fact real. TMZ said, Congressman, you have always been a straight shooter. It's been like, I know when it's been bipartisan, but one thing I've noticed, it does not matter which president is, nobody ever talks about this. Burchett says, they always say they're going to do something bad, and then they get in office, and honestly, I thought Trump was going to do something, though he was going to release the files. But you know, they release these files and they're redacted. It's just a big blob of whiteout. Clearly, something's going on that we can't handle. I mean, UFOs were in the Bible. Read Ezekiel. It talks about the wheel flying around. So, I mean, they've been around since we've been around, and somebody needs to come up with some answers, he said. He said, I don't believe something will be released. I think Roswell was covered up. I think, more people believe in UFOs than believe in Congress, for good reason. Because if the jackleg stuff we do like that we talked about, we're going to release it, and then we never do, or we release something that's so redacted that it's just ridiculous. The Air Force had a release on Roswell, which was a big deal, I think, in 1948, 1947. But the big cover-up there, and the guy that did it was a smart aleck, and he kind of smirked the whole the time. Nobody took it seriously. They ought to take it seriously. The American public wants to know, and frankly, we deserve to know. I think they're going to release that, but I think somebody is going to release stuff that having to do about the Kennedy. They're going to do that, but we have not had a president with enough guts to do it just yet. And this is on Infinity Explorers by Ansh Shrivastava. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.